You've heard me mention it a couple of times in this course, but I think that Calendly is a great tool for batching your content, for keeping your time blocks in place, and for a little bit of automation. So let's take a walk through how it works. This is what people see when I send them my interview link. You could see that they have the opportunity to click on any of the blue dates. And when they do that, they'll see available times that they can grab. If I click on a time to confirm, they get a form where they're asked about a few questions. What's your job title, company name, things that I want to make sure I know before we start recording. That way I can start to think of questions. I could put my show notes template together and things like that. Once they schedule it, they are redirected to an external site, and that would be this page here. So once they schedule the episode, I want to make sure that they see the show prep notes. I have a note that this page is also included in the calendar invite, so I want to make sure they see it because it has information on good recordings and things like that. This is all automated. I don't have to worry about sending my guest this separately. So they get good communication. I don't have to worry about doing it. Calendly handles it all automatically. On the back end, what we see in Calendly is a few boxes that we can edit. So I can name the event. I can set a location to Zoom. I believe this is a paid feature, but I connect my Zoom account and then it'll automatically create a Zoom call. They also support in-person, phone call, Google Meet, GoToMeeting, and some custom stuff, as well as asking the invitee. But I record all of my podcasts in Zoom. Then I can add description, instructions. You could see I have the link to that page there. I can set the event link and color. Then I can set when people can book. So we can set an event duration, 15, 30, 45, 60 minutes, or custom minutes. And I can set the date range. So I allow people to schedule up to 60 days out. My event time zone is the Eastern time zone. The attendee will see all the times in their time zone. And then this is where the magic happens. So I can pick a date and time intervals, including multiple intervals. So if I wanted to say like 9 to 11 and then 2 to 5 and take those middle hours off, I can. And I can apply it to all Tuesdays. So I have Tuesdays and Thursdays right now. I modified my calendar a little bit for this time as I record this because of modified work schedules and my son was just born. So I wanted to have a little bit more flexibility, but starting in 2021, this will go back to only Thursdays. So that's another good thing about Calendly is you can change it on the fly. There are also some advanced settings, and these are super helpful. So, for example, I show time availability in increments of 15 minutes. I have a maximum number of events a day, which is 5. I have a minimum scheduling notice, so people cannot schedule less than 3 days in advance, and I have set some event buffers. I made the mistake of not setting event bumpers and then having back-to-back events without me having time to like go get a drink of water or prep for the next interview. So it's great that Calendly allows all this. Once all this is set, then I can set up the invitee questions. So this is where I've added some custom questions. I can set up notifications so they'll get a calendar invite, email reminders. They'll get that email follow-up I was telling you about, which will ask them a few more questions and then ask them to send over the audio. And I can even turn on text reminders, though I'd prefer not to do that. I can set a custom redirect for the confirmation page. And Calendly also has the ability to accept payments, though I'm not charging people to be on my podcast as they're providing me with valuable content. So that's how Calendly works. I'm a huge fan of it. I think it's a really great tool, especially for podcast interviews and scheduling, and I would strongly recommend it.